Hello everyone, welcome to Leadership 101. Thank you for joining me today. Please feel free to subscribe, to share, like, and share this video. So, we're talking about leadership traits, and the leadership traits we are going to be discussing today is the selfless leader. I'm going to be providing you with tips on how to become a selfless leader. So I want to answer three questions. Number one, what is a selfless leader? Number two, why should you be a selfless leader? And number three, how do you become a selfless leader? So number one, what is a selfless leader? A selfless leader is simply a leader that has learned to put the needs of their constituents ahead of their own personal objectives, their own personal needs, their own personal desires. So a selfless leader puts their constituents' needs ahead of their own needs. However, the thing to be aware of is when I say ahead of, it means that your needs can come later. But when you're faced with a decision, when you're making a corporate decision, you always put the needs of your constituents ahead of your own needs. And once the needs of your constituents have been met, then you can go on to meet your own needs as well. Why would you want to be a selfless leader? What is it? A selfless leader should be distinguished from a slavish leader. A slavish leader leads and does everything the constituents want because they are simply afraid. So a slavish leader leads from a place of fear, whereas a selfless leader leads from a place of love. And so because this leader, he or she loves you, they are not afraid to correct you. They don't lead from a place of fear. They lead from a place of wanting your best interests. And so when they see you going wrong, they correct you. That is a selfless leader. They're not afraid of constituents leaving them because they know that whatever they're doing, whatever decision they make it with your best interest at heart. You as a constituent may not necessarily see it or understand it, but it's important to note that a selfless leader always leads from a place of love. When you become a selfless leader, you find yourself getting better because although your needs are not being met immediately, by putting the needs of your constituents ahead of your needs, you place yourself in a position where your needs are met because you're getting satisfaction from seeing the needs of your people being met. And more than likely, when they see that you're meeting their needs, they probably want to go out of their way to meet your needs as well. Selfless leadership helps to position your constituents to go in the right direction because like everything else, what you sow is what you will reap. And so when you sow selflessness in your leadership and your people actually see that you're being genuine and you're not doing it as a strategy or as a tactic, then you will reap in abundance what you sow. You will ultimately gain selflessness from your constituents. So these are some of the reasons why you should become a selfless leader. I've just answered the question, what is a selfless leader? So why should you become a selfless leader? Number one, for connectivity. When you lead from a place of selflessness, it positions you to connect with the hearts of your people. You connect with them on a deeper level. You're not just a surface leader, you go to the root of whatever the issue is in your organization. That's what selflessness does for you because people are more likely to share their concerns, they're more likely to share their observations, they're more likely to share their ideas with you. So when you lead selflessly, you get more from the people and you're able to connect with their hearts. Number two, another reason to lead as a selfless leader is multiplication. Addition is great, like John Maxwell says, but multiplication is even better. When you are a selfless leader, you multiply yourself in your constituents. you multiply your efforts. So instead of being just one leader, you create several leaders who walk the walk just like you and talk the talk just like you. Their actions measure up with their words. So multiplication is a great asset as a leader. When you lead selflessly, you multiply yourself in your constituents. So how can you become a selfless leader? Number one, you have to make the decision. Nothing happens without first making a decision. If you want to lose weight, you have to make the decision. If you want to travel out of the country, you have to make the decision. If you want to become a selfless leader, you also have to make that decision for yourself. It's not something that's going to happen by osmosis or symbiosis or by magic. It's not going to happen scientifically or supernaturally. You have to make that decision for yourself. Once you've made that decision, then you can take the action steps that can lead you towards becoming a selfless leader. So you make that decision. Number two, you identify the areas where you need to lead selflessly. This could start off in small areas initially, and then you go on to bigger areas. So it's just like when you're going for a run, you might go for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you keep increasing it. That's the same thing that applies to selfless leadership. So you start off in a particular area of the business or in the particular area of your organization, leading selflessly. And when you feel strong in that area, then you look for a different area to lead selflessly. And number three, it's all about practice. Practice makes perfect, they say. And if you practice being a selfish leader, then you'll become quite perfect at being selfish. But if you practice, conversely, if you practice being a selfless leader, then you will become stronger. You'll become more attuned with the needs of your people, and that will motivate you to practice more and more. So these are my thoughts and my tips for you today. Please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, from my heart to yours, do take it easy. Bye.